Hi, it's Rachel with Stirring the Deep. So I was talking in this previous video about this concept of, we're hatching is like coming out of the womb, right? And that's the part that I feel like that's where we're at right now. It's also the revealing of hearts. Remember, because if you've been focusing on the shell so all this time and now that's just going to be falling away. That's like the old garments, the old wineskins. It's non-expandable. You can't Your spirit, when it's alive, grows for eternity. If you're in a hard, encased shell, tomb, whatever you want to say, you can't, there's only so much room that you can grow before you have to break free. So you have to let go of that shell so you can start growing. Okay? But that's what's going to be happening is we begin to hatch, in a sense. That's when the hearts are being revealed. What's been in there growing? Anything at all or nothing at all? Okay, it depends what you've been cultivating in this life. And one aspect of those that have been connecting to the divine character of God, growing in that, is that part is also, that's their resurrection. Okay, that's another way of describing this process. And something that has struck me recently is related to Proverbs 24:16. And it says, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." What helps you to move into that, the attainment of the divine character, of becoming part of the divine nature, which that is being a spirit that is connecting to the divine, that you may live for eternity. Okay? What allows that to happen is that you have that desire to attain that divine character, which is to love perfectly, which means that you'll be a peacemaker and creating harmony in the earth. And when you start on that process, that's your desire. Every time you fall, every time you make a mistake, every time there's a problem, it is always, remember I said it's different now. It's not, it's always to strengthen you and to grow you. And that's what it means. You fall, but you get back up. Because every time you fall, it's actually really a thing to expand and to grow you and to enhance that character within you and that development process. That's why God works everything for good for those who love Him. If you love Him, if you have that desire for Him, that is to be a part of Him, you desire to obey Him, then everything that happens in your life is now moving you toward that purpose. So you fall and you get back up. You fall, you get back up. And that process is moving you out of the pit, and that's moving you into life. That is a picture and a part of your resurrection. Sometimes we think of a resurrection as kind of a one-time thing. Here we are, then the next day we're resurrected. But in reality, what brings about that resurrection is that process of you pursuing that desire to be a part of that perfect character of God. And that perfect character of God is what, when you are in it, it feels like love. It's the experience of love. It's the manifestation, giving of love. It is all His character, and it creates harmony in your circumstances, within you, with yourself, with everything, because that's what that wisdom of God creates. It's unifying. Okay? So this is something, if you have been going through trials, you can count it as all joy. Because every time you fall, we call it fall, but get back up. If you're trying to defeat something, you're struggling with some habitual way of thinking or some thought or some addiction, or you know what, keep getting back up. That's how you defeat that, because every time you do, you get a little stronger. So I think sometimes we think it's an all or nothing type thing, but it's really this process of growth that we go through. And in James 1, it's 2, it says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." When you are on that journey and you are seeking to be unified with God, thus you're taking a finite existence, your finite mind, and it's being morphed into a spirit eternal mind, then everything that you go through is there to strengthen you. And that's how you see it. So you fall and get back up. You fall, you get back up, and every time you get stronger. You seek the lessons to learn, because that in that understanding is how you grow and how you manifest. So this is a process that we've been going through. We've been in that egg, falling, getting back up, falling, getting back up. But that makes that spirit expand until it breaks through. And as that starts to happen with those elect, with the people that have been praying and seeking God, it's going to cause that warmth in this earth. It's going to cause many to start breaking through. It is a tremendous thing that we're going through right now. And I know I say that all the time, but it is. And it's not, I really try to seek without images, realizing everything there is just a picture to teach me. And even in my own mind, when I have a concept of what this means, I always realize the vision in my mind, it may be different, because I know that's there to teach me. But how can you really know what God's going to bring in? Because that's what I've learned in my life. God has always been faithful. He has always done what he says, but it's always so much better than I thought. So you can't have an image in your mind and just be clinging and waiting for that, because it's going to be different. So you have to learn the things of the Spirit and focus on that and try to let go of the images. And if you're struggling right now or going through something, remember, just get back up. Because every time you're going to be strengthened, every time you're going to grow a little bit more, if that is your goal, to have that unity with God and be a part of his character and a reflection of his character in this earth. He will finish the work that he has started. It is his work in you. Let him use those times that you fall as times of instruction to expand you, to grow you. And if you will look at him with that mindset, that's exactly what you will do, because that's his desire for you. Till next time, keep stirring the deep. It's the one thing that changes everything else.